Good morning, ladies and gents, and happy Valentine's Day. I'm just coming on to show you my DT project, my completed DT project for Handy Hippo Crafts. I will leave a link below to the video where I showed my DT kit when it came, as it was, and it was a MDF heart-shaped photo frame, and it's double layered. It's got a solid back piece. If I just turn it over and show you, it's not decorated yet. I'm going to line it. And then it came with the second overlay of hearts, 3 into wound heart shapes. Now, my row, as it were, on the DT team seems to be the shabby chic things and altered items. So I thought I'd go with that, and I've totally transformed what could have been seen as merely a photo frame and showed you that, you know, you can use things for various reasons. And this was a very, very good price, this MDF frame, and it's quite large. It's a good 12 inches. It's very, very large, so it's a nice project to do, and it was a very reasonable price. And as you can see, I've turned it into what is going to be a wall mounted stick pin holder. Very, very shabby chic. Now, if I just take some of these stick pins out that I've created, I can just give you a bit of a closer look at what I've done. So I painted the MDF frame, first of all, with the paint that Handy Hippo provided me with, and I chose this one, which is a pearl one. They did also send me the pink, and I'll likely use that on a different project, but this time I decided I wanted to go for the pearlized colour, and you can just see it shining slightly in the light. It does give a pearlized effect, and it's like a pale silvery grey colour. It's really, really nice. I'll probably find glue strings everywhere. And what I did was I just very lightly wadded underneath the hearts, leaving space, plenty of space, to glue the components together, because if you have it too thick then it won't glue together. And I just overlaid the wadding with a very delicate lace. It's actually recycled net curtaining. That's all it is. Nothing special. I don't know if you can see, but you've just got to make sure, because I pulled the wadding quite tight and it just slipped a little bit there. So that's my little boo-boo. But I mean, once it's on the wall, nobody will notice. It could have just been done with just being that tiny little bit extra just there in that corner. So then I decided to add this trim around the edges, which is actually out of my stash, and it just covers nicely the join of the two, you know, the sandwiching of the two frames together. And I used that out of my own stash because I'm actually keeping this. It's going on my wall above my sewing machine for my pretty stick pins. So, and it's not often that I keep my own projects. And then I've run around with this little delicate lace again, which is out of my stash. And these flowers as well, and I've just used little tiny cut-offs of scraps. I haven't used tons of things out of my own stash. I've just used little scraps of lace here and there, and just bits of odd flowers that I had. And this is another scrap of lace, and if you can just see there, I've cut off a little tiny bling from some jewellery and stuck that on. Okay, so that's what I've done. And then I used the little Prima flowers that they sent me, and the lace on there is super really soft. It's lovely. And I made some little tiny stick pins out of them, just very tiny, very easy. All I've done literally is stuck a crystal headed pin through the back of the flower, and then fed the pin through a little bow, and you've got yourself a little stick pin. Don't even have to use any glue. So that's a lovely idea. And this ribbon here is the ribbon that Handy Hippo sent me, which has got a silver shimmer to it. And I just tied that very carefully. I did use the Paper Mania bow maker for that one, but you can just tie them in your hand. And here's another one that I made using the little Prima flowers, and it just makes little tiny stick pins, either to display, or you could put that on a card, or you could put it on a tag. And if you just make a few ready-made, I just used a little bow there, sorry, and then stuck a little diamante in out of my little bits and bobs box. And then I made another one here because they sent me these little stick-on pearl embellishments. So I used one on there on the little stick pin there, and a bow and a little flower. And then these stick pins here are just ones out of my collection that I've put on the frame to make it look really pretty. So then they just slide in. It's not very deep, isn't the wadding, because it's quite a shallow frame, but it doesn't matter, it still works perfectly fine. You just slide them in like that. Hold on a minute, just slide them in. And then these are the little ones that I made. I'm just going to stick them in, and then they're ready to go and use on a project. And I can just put this on my wall, and when I need a little stick pin for something, or if I just want to display them, I can use them. And another thing that I made, they sent me these little embellishments here. And rather than just stick everything on the photo frame, I thought I'd make a couple of little things. So like the stick pins I made with the Prima flowers, I made a little stick pin using one of these embellishments. Because, you know, when you see these items, there's lots of things you can do with them. And what I did there was I backed it on one of the little Prima flowers, and then I backed it on another little flower rosette out of my stash. And again, that is just glued onto the back of a large stick pin that looks like this. And I just put hot glue on, and this little resin piece just simply stuck to it. And then I backed it with the little flower thing there, little flower doily. And then I just fed a little ribbon through, just stuck the pin through it and slid it up, and then put another one of the little pearl embellishments that they sent me. I did just rub over the image on that's carved on the little embellishment with some vintage, no, not vintage, Victorian velvet distress ink, just to make the image stand out a little bit more. And I did just put a few tiny dots of this little glitter on that Handy Hippo sent me. Okay, so that's what I made. Now, I've also, in my kit, I got some of these lovely doilies. I'm going to come on and I'm going to do a separate video of what I make with these, because I'm going to make some lovely shabby chic flowers. And I'm going to add this stick pin that I've made out of the embellishments from Handy Hippo. I'm going to put that into the shabby chic flower to show you how you can use them. All right, ladies and gents, thanks for watching. Go on over to Handy Hippo. I'll leave a link below. And always think of other ways of using things when you see them. That's one good key as well. Because this could have just been an ordinary photo frame with photos in, or like a scrapbook layout in. And I've transformed it into something totally different. Lovely, lovely stick pin holder. Okay. So there you go. Thanks for watching, ladies and gents. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.